Today, we're diving into a high-stakes conflict that could disrupt major economies and spark an environmental disaster. And you know what it's all about? Something you probably threw in the bin this morning: garbage.
But look, this is way more than just figuring out where to put our trash. We're talking about the potential collapse of a waste disposal system that is absolutely vital to Ontario's entire industrial sector. If this corridor shuts down, you're looking at a massive domino effect that could hit everything from manufacturing to construction.
The numbers here are just staggering. Every single year, 3.46 million tons of waste get trucked across the border into Michigan. Just to give you a sense of that scale, if you lined up all those trucks, they'd stretch from Toronto to Detroit and back again. That's an incredible amount of garbage on the move. So the stakes are obviously sky high. But how did we get here? To the brink of a full-blown crisis? Well, to really get it, we need to look at the political and economic moves that kicked off this whole waste war. The pressure is coming from all directions in a really coordinated way. This isn't just one problem. You've got threats of new tariffs, you've got these complicated transshipment traps in the trade agreements designed to snarl trucks at the border, and then you have direct fee hikes meant to make the whole business of exporting waste just financially impossible. And what's really wild is the scale of Michigan's proposed counterattack. You see, for years, their tipping fees were dirt cheap, only 36 cents a ton. That made them the go-to solution for Ontario. But that exact advantage is now being turned into a weapon. 1,288%. That is the size of the fee hike Governor Whitmer is pushing for. And it's a really shrewd move. See, an outright ban could get tied up in legal challenges for years. But this just makes it so incredibly expensive to dump trash in Michigan that it creates a kind of financial firewall, achieving the same goal without all the legal drama. Okay, so while Michigan is busy building up that financial wall, Ontario is dealing with its own crisis back home. It's really a perfect storm of rapidly disappearing landfill space and tough new regulations, and it's leaving the province incredibly vulnerable. And when you look at this timeline, you see just how dire the situation is. Ontario is on a collision course with total landfill depletion. If that border closes for good, the province is projected to run out of all landfill space by 2034. And with things like a ban on landfilling clean wood kicking in by 2029, that clock is ticking a lot faster than you might think. And if that wasn't enough, a huge regulatory shift has basically left thousands of businesses totally stranded. Municipalities aren't handling industrial and commercial recycling anymore. This means all these small and medium-sized businesses are now completely on their own. They've been orphaned, with no simple or cheap way to get rid of their waste. But, this isn't just a problem of space or rules. The real issue, the one that's at the absolute heart of this whole mess, is a fundamental mismatch. It's what's known as a massive quality gap between the waste we're creating and what our modern bioeconomy can actually use. This table just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the chaos, raw construction waste. It's wet, it's mixed with plastics and chemicals, it's a total mess. And on the other side, you have the precision, the bioeconomy needs, clean, dry, uniform material. The two are just worlds apart. They're totally incompatible. So let's recap. We've got a geopolitical showdown and an internal waste crisis. Things are looking pretty bleak, right? But what if we've been looking at this problem all wrong? There's an amazing new approach that reframes this entire issue, turning what looks like a liability into a seriously valuable digital asset. Right, so the solution isn't just more trucks or digging bigger holes in the ground. It's a total shift in mindset. A company called 905 Wood is at the forefront of this. And as they put it, they're not a trucking company, they're a fintech platform. They're treating waste not as a physical headache, but as a data problem that can be solved. And the core of their solution is this incredible concept, the digital refinery. Just think of it like a software bridge that connects the messy world of waste with precise needs of the bioeconomy. It uses AI to turn what is essentially worthless garbage into a super high purity and totally verifiable product. So how does a digital refinery actually work in the real world? I mean, it's one thing to talk about fancy software, but how do you actually use it on a messy, chaotic demolition site where you'd be lucky to even get a decent Wi-Fi signal? Well, it all starts with something everyone already has, a smartphone. Using really advanced Edge AI, which by the way means it works perfectly even without an internet connection, a worker can just scan a bin of wood. The AI immediately spots contaminants like pressure-treated lumber and flags it right there before it has a chance to ruin an entire 10-ton load. That initial AI scan is basically the gatekeeper. It's the first step in a completely digital workflow. From that point on, the system optimizes all the logistics, automatically handles the regulatory paperwork, and then generates a verifiable digital certificate. It's a completely sealed system built on data that guarantees the purity of the material from start to finish. So what this whole process really does is create a digital twin of that physical waste. You're taking a chaotic, messy pile of wood with unknown value and turning it into a precise, data-rich digital asset. Every bit of crucial information, where it came from, how pure it is, its entire journey, is captured, creating a perfect, auditable digital copy. Now, having that level of digital precision creates two incredibly valuable things for clients. First, it gives them the concrete, verifiable proof they need for things like audits. And second, it gives them direct financial rewards that go straight to their bottom line. So the system spits out this official audit-ready diversion certificate. And this is not just some piece of paper. It's a blockchain-verified document. It's ironclad proof. For big enterprise clients, this is a total game changer. It gives them exactly what they need for their ESG audits and to prove they're complying with those future landfill bans. But honestly, the most powerful motivator is the money. There are new environmental levies coming that will fine companies for landfilling clean wood. By using this system to prove their wood is clean and being properly diverted, they can completely sidestep those huge fees. It's a massive incentive to do the right thing. And we're not talking about pocket change. $60,000. That's the kind of savings a company could see from levy avoidance on just a single large construction project. All of a sudden, being environmentally responsible is also the most profitable choice you can make. You can see this is about so much more than just managing waste wood. The ultimate goal here, the grand vision, is to build the entire digital plumbing for the whole bioeconomy. We're talking about a complete operating system that handles logistics, AI, commerce, and compliance. It's a pretty bold plan for a new green industrial future. You know, it's pretty amazing to think this whole geopolitical drama was kicked off by something we consider worthless, trash. But by simply reframing it as a data problem, this incredibly elegant solution appears that's better for the environment and better for the bottom line. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other massive industrial problems are just waiting for a similar digital transformation?